What's up, everyone? Thank you for being here on the second episode of the We Speak podcast. It was a really good one, straight out of Mexico City. Had a great guest, a lot to talk about. But I like to make these things nice and short. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy. Sorry about the audio. We had to do a second take. Audio was all out of control. I'm still learning, guys. Either way, hope you enjoy it. Thank you. All right, what's up, everyone? We're here with another episode of We Speak Podcast. We got an awesome special guest here today. Luciano Duran. A lot of you know him as Junior, my uncle. And the reason we're going to do this one today is because, I think it's really cool to get perspective from somebody else, somebody who's been through so much, that's come from another country, that has worked so hard to get where they are today. So when did you first come to the U.S.?
Well, I was like 3 years old when my parents brought me for the first time here to this country.
For real?
Yeah, and then back and forth. The last time that I was here, probably about close to 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, okay. So when you came here at 3 years old, do you remember it at all? Do you remember what you did?
Nothing at all. No. Nope.
Really? So when you came at 3, you were here for 20 years?
No, the first time probably I will say about 5 years and then went back to Mexico.
Oh, so you came at 3, stayed for 5 years, and then you went back to Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. So then 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you're 8 years old. When is the next time that you came to the U.S.?
I'll say I was about 13. 13 years, yep.
And is that where you kind of like stayed, or?
Yeah, I stayed for like, I'll say 7 years.
7 years?
Yep.
So when you were 13, what were you doing here, like in the U.S.? Do you remember? Like
studying, I went to school here. I went 4th grade, 5th, 6th, and starting 7, and then went back to Mexico again.
Do you remember, like, did you know Spanish? Like, did you know how to speak English when you were
Not
in school?
at all.
Really?
No. I learned the little bit English that I learned. It was like with my friends at the streets.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So did you go to Daniel Boone?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I remember him, me, and 2 of my aunts or 2 of his sisters were in the same exact school. I remember seeing them in the hallways, man. It
was a great school, man. It was such good memories.
Do you remember Mr. Perez?
I don't think I do.
Spanish guy, kind of dark skinned,
no.
Tall? No? Okay. Do you remember when they would have, like, during Halloween, in the cafeteria, they would have, like, a green witch dress up, and everybody would, like, go there? Do you remember that? It was a fucking witch. You didn't remember that?
No, I don't.
Damn, okay. So you're here when you're 13, and then you went to 4th, 5th, and 6th grade?
Right.
And what did you do after that?
And then, well, actually, I started doing 7th grade, and then just for a couple months, and then I went back to Mexico, and then, yeah.
Why did you go back to Mexico?
My parents decided to go back. I couldn't make any decisions by myself at that point.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So at that time in 7th grade, what did you think about, like, the United States, or like?
It was great. I wanted to stay, but they didn't let me.
Really?
Yeah. I begged them to let me stay, but they didn't.
Dang.
Yep. So I went back to Mexico with them, and yeah.
So where were your sisters? By the way, he's the youngest out of my mom's side, like sibling-wise. And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
So we're 9 with me. It's 5 men and 4 women.
9 siblings, man. So we
big family.
Big fucking family. That's awesome, man. So not a lot of people have that, man. People typically have like their 1 or 2 siblings. Some are single. Yeah. Like, so let's get back to where you were. So you went back. What about your siblings? Like, were they here?
Yeah, every time when my parents came here to the United States, when they went back, one of us stayed here. So let's say we were here, and then my mom and dad decided to go back to Mexico. One of my sisters stayed. So every time they come and live back to Mexico, one of them stays here. So
how did they support themselves? Because I'm sure they're not much older, right? Like,
no, my dad, it's the one always been here in the United States, and then he was kind of supporting us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So were they like...
my mom was alone all her life in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back when you're 13, and then after that, when did you come back to the U.S.?
When I was... No. I came back when I was 13. So I went to Mexico when I was probably like 11 or so.
Okay.
Or 10, yeah.
So you came back when you were 13,
13, 14,
and then you stayed.
and then I stayed.
So you're 13, 14 years old, and you're back here for good. So what are you thinking? Like, what's your next step? What's your next move? And how did you get back, by the way? Like,
With my mom and my dad.
okay.
They brought me here, and then they decided to go back to Mexico. By that time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going back with you guys. I'm staying here. Your mom support me on that, so I stay with her.
Oh, wow.
And I start working in my early 15s.
Oh, wow.
Started working, and from then I haven't stopped working.
Damn! Shout out to my mom, man. That's good stuff. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Because of her, I'm what I am right now, basically.
Wow, I really never knew that. That's pretty cool, actually. So my mom supported you on that, and now you're 15 and you're working. What was your first job?
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher?
Yep.
Was it at El Sol?
It was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so that's a Mexican restaurant in Morton Grove that recently just closed down. I remember my mom worked there for years, but it's another story.
And then I was selling. I've been all over. Typically Mexican, and works here, there. Yeah.
Okay, so for how long did you do that for? Like, do you feel like you were doing that, like working different jobs and everything?
I'll say about 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah, 15 years, sorry.
Okay, I was like,
15 years.
Okay, wow, okay. So, throughout those 15 years, like, where was your mind at? Like, what were your goals? Like, what did you want to do? Like,
well, my main goal was, to fix my status, immigration status. Thank God I did it. And from now on, whatever comes up. I'm not going to worry about, I want to go there. Whatever life comes, I'll fucking live with that.
So your goal was, fix your papers,
right?
And just have like a stable job, and then that's awesome, man. And was it a lot of work? Like, was it really hard to get there? And how long did it take?
Well, yeah, it was kind of hard. Yeah, it was hard. It took me about, I'll say, I got married, and then about 5 years. It was this point that we were doing all that. The third year, I was about to drop everything because
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then my wife said, you know what, let's do it. You already started, man. You can't leave this. And it took me about 5 years to get it.
Wow, dang. So after 3 years, you were kind of like impatient.
Yeah.
Did you feel hopeless? Like it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah.
Really? Dang. No, I hear you, man. And see, that's part of the struggle, like, that a lot of people don't understand. Like, people who are born here, they have all the opportunities in the world, and some don't take advantage of that stuff, man. So when people come from a different country, like, they're like, dude, like, you guys don't know how good you have it here. So you, I mean, it's a good thing that you stuck with it. I'm sure it's really good for your kids and everything now.
Yeah.
You have your house and everything. Like, how does that feel, man? Like, what got you into wanting to be, like, a family, man? Like,
after a lot of years being partying around here and there, I'm like, you know what, it's time to settle down. I met my wife. I date her probably, I'll say, like 6 months, and after I got married.
Wow, so you just knew.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what, this is the one. Let's do it.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. And then, well, yeah.
That's good, man. And I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff that you like been through that like have gotten you to this point to like this is what I want for my life. You just want good from your life from now on.
Yeah.
So was there anything ever that like, besides like going through the papers and everything, like was there anything ever that like brought you down and you felt like you couldn't get back up?
Not really. I don't really pay attention too much on the downs. I'm like, you know what? It happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I'll step up and keep going.
And you just gotta keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't focus that much, because if you focus that much, it's like, ain't good. So.
No, I understand. So, we're here live in we're here live in Mexico City. What was your most favorite part of like this entire trip so far?
I'll say Xochimilco, man. I'll stay with Xochimilco, definitely.
Do you want to explain to the people what that was?
It's basically a lake where you can get into trajineras. And you can rent some mariachi, some
Like the food vendors and stuff like
Yeah, there's a lot of food vendors, and then we also do the ¿cómo puse tu nombre?
that?
Norteño.
Yeah.
We ordered some norteño, and it was really fun. No, ya no se puede, güey.
Yeah, no.
Ya no se puede, güey.
It's fine. I got you. So yeah, basically it's like where you get like on a big canoe and it's like really colorful and you know, like you said, we're on the lake and there's like boats with mariachi on it, so they'll get on your boat and like start kind of harassing you, like they're trying to like be like, hey, come on, let's get 1-2 songs, 1 hour, like, but it was a really fun time, you know, it was awesome. So that was your favorite part?
It was, yeah.
And you guys ordered a lot of songs, man.
A lot, yep.
How many songs did you guys order?
I don't know, at least between the mariachi and the norteño, at least about 30 songs, man.
30 songs.
Yeah.
So just imagine being on a boat, having mariachi loud, a norteño loud, like just drums. What other instruments do they play?
It's tololoche, and then the accordion.
Oh. So 30 songs, man. I mean, I was enjoying it. You guys were enjoying it. But like when the norteños were in there, man, like halfway I was like, okay, man, like. but you guys were like having a fun time.
Yeah, we were drinking, so it was a blast.
I get it. You know, like the emotion. You're like,
right. That moment, it's like, you know what? I don't care about anything besides this right now.
Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, el día que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar. Llorar y llorar. Dirás que no me quisiste, pero vas a estar muy triste y así te me vas a quedar.
A good moment, I could imagine, man. So what was your least favorite part? Like,
I wouldn't call least, but I was expecting more. The pyramids at Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm not that into that culture a lot, or.
Yeah.
But it was okay.
So do you ever think about like your ancestors, like the people like way back, like, you know, like the Aztecs? Because I think I read one time like what made a Mexican is like the indigenous. The Spanish, and I want to say like the Aztec. I don't know. But like, so you're not into like that stuff?
Not
like
really.
history and
No.
stuff? Okay, cool. So that was your least. Like, why was it least? Because you're not into like the whole.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole culture. Not.
Okay. No, I hear you. Yeah, and it's basically like I'll show a video of it too, like the pyramids and everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was nice, but. Probably will be more nicer if you can climb the pyramids, but they didn't let you after the pandemic. They shut it down, and you can just walk around and take pictures from the bottom of it. And before you used to go all the way to the top, but it'll be much fun. But
yeah. It looks a little dangerous too. I mean, we had a hard time climbing the little ones. Like,
right, yeah.
I mean,
it was probably like, I'll say 20 steps up. I imagine the big one.
Man, it's pretty big. I'll try to show the size of it for the video so people can see. And it's unfortunate that, I mean, I feel like people maybe had accidents too. That's maybe.
I think so. Yeah, that's probably It happened before. I think I heard that it happened before.
That's tough. But yeah, so after we saw the pyramids and everything, we went into a restaurant where you actually eat inside a cave, and it's a little higher end. So I think you were saying that you kind of didn't really like that experience. Like, why do you think you didn't like that experience?
I'll be honest, it was expensive.
Really expensive?
You pay for the experience only because the food, it was okay.
That is true, and again, I'll show a video of that so people kind of see it more. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, so you're more like traditional. Like, in Michoacan, did you grow up like eating more street food? Like, was that the thing to do? Like, you know, you see vendors like on the streets or like corners and stuff, and you get like your food there. Like, was that
yeah, definitely.
typical?
I grew up with pozole, quesadillas, huaraches, all that. If I see a vendor in the corner with selling that, I get so excited. I'm like, give it to me.
That's freaking awesome. And we did, we're here in Polanco, which is considered the Beverly Hills of Mexico.
Right.
And this man had us thinking that we're going to a restaurant and everything. We go to a freaking, what was it, like a course?
Taqueria,
a little taqueria where we eat outside on a bench. They only served one kind of taco. What kind of taco was it?
Cochinita pibil. Very good.
What's in that? Do you know? Or?
I believe it's pork, marinated pork, and then it's slow cooked. And yeah, it's from originally from Yucatan.
Yucatan?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a really interesting experience. Again, I thought, like, we're in a fancy neighborhood. We're going to go eat at a nice restaurant.
Ain't gonna happen with me. Nope. I stay in the cheap side.
I mean, he stays real. He stays true to himself. I mean, I can respect that for sure. I totally get it. But and here's something else that, like, a little off target. But so back then, we were talking about when we were younger, and we were kind of going through that party phase thing. A lot of people said that you used to be like the life of the party. Like, people loved being around you. People enjoyed your company, just always having fun at the gatherings. And nowadays, people are kind of saying that you kind of turned into a Grinch, I guess. Feel like you're not as fun. You're a little boring now. So, I mean, do you agree with that? Do you think that's true? Like, why do you think people are saying that?
Not more like the Grinch, but I don't know. I think after I got married, I'm like, you know what? The party's over for me. Not at 100% over, but it's like I got what I was looking for. So the party's not for me anymore.
Yeah. Well, you're saying that it's not like the most important thing.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I gotta focus now on my family. It's more important for me than going out for a club. Or I did what I did already, and now I focus on my family.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I mean, you have awesome children, man. Sophia and Lucas. I think Lucas was named after, like, Luciano, right? Like,
yeah, Lucas Luciano.
I remember. I don't think I was there for Sophie's gender. Did Sophie have a gender reveal?
She did, yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was there or not, but I remember Lucas's for sure. I was there for sure. And I remember you guys did, like, kicking the soccer ball thing, and I remember it came out blue, and you were just, man, I wish I had that video.
I think I had it.
Dude,
I'll send it to you.
Send me that. I'm going to tell you.
I'm so scared. Bro, what? I'm scared right now.
No más podemos grabar hasta 1 minuto y medio. 1, 2, 3.
It was an awesome time. Yep.
Yeah,
It was an awesome moment.
I think that's the dream. Like, you have, like, one of each, you have a daughter and you have a son.
The first two. And then I'm going to stop now.
I hear you, man. That's awesome, man. And you got your house and everything, you got your family. So I get it, I mean, I don't think people totally understand that. I mean, maybe they do, but, like, yeah, I mean, you got to put your priorities first, what's more important first, and then, I mean, you're still at the parties, you still go.
But I consider now it's a family party than what I used to do before, so it's more, yeah.
No, I hear you. So, what I realized is back then, you guys used to invite a lot of friends. You guys invited friends to the parties, and I think I know why. It's because, like, maybe I don't, but now it's more like just all family.
Right, yeah.
Very rarely are there, like, I mean, I think we have a couple of friends that, like, come in, but, like, it's really hard to get into these parties. When did you guys, like, stop doing that? Like,
I'll say maybe, like, 10 years ago.
And did you guys, like, talk about it? Like, were you like, yo, no more outside
Not really,
people?
it just happened. Not really, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, back then, people would come.
Oh man, back then we would party Monday through Monday.
Dude, yeah, I remember, you guys would go to El Sol,
Right, yep.
and you would just leave us all back, like me, Diego, all my little cousins and everything. We'd all just stay home, and they'd come home at like 4 or 5 in the morning, all just, came back from having a great time, and like they would have food, like Taco Burrito King or something like that.
And the party continued.
And the party continued, yeah. And then they'd keep drinking, oh my goodness, until the freaking sun came out. Jeez, yeah,
Yeah. Good times, but...
And like you said, I think everybody kind of has to go through that, right?
Right, yeah.
Like everybody kind of just gets it out of their system, and then they start doing what's more important.
Right. As soon as you start with the family, not all of them, because I got friends and I got close families, they don't care. They keep doing it. I'm like, for what reason? You got what you were looking for.
Right. Well,
But every person is different.
that is true, and I agree. I think I have a few people that I can relate with that. But you coming from like a different country and, being at the age of 13, 14 years old, already working, I mean, you were kind of looking for something at that time. And then, of course you got into the partying phase, but then later on you knew like, hey, I want something more, I want something better. And is that kind of like, was it a challenge doing that? Like, because a lot of people come from different countries for better opportunities, right?
Right, yeah. Well, to be honest, on my side, it was not that hard because I got a lot of support from my family, from my sisters and my brothers. So it was not that tough. But yeah.
Which sibling would you say that you looked most up to? Like, which one, like, kind of helped you understand how to be like a man? Like, who helped you, like, be the man you are today? All of your siblings.
One of your mom and then my other brother, Antonio.
Really?
I follow their steps sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think those are some pretty good people to look up to. That's awesome. And so would you agree with this? Like, and you don't have to, but people who come from different countries from opportunity, and it's not just the U.S. People go to all sorts of countries to get better opportunities. Right. Do you believe that it's fair to say everybody gets a fair chance? If there's somewhere where they don't have that many jobs, or the economy isn't good, and there's not a lot of like work available, or you're not making enough to like provide for your family, like, of course people want to go somewhere where they can get all those things and then be able to provide or live a better life. Do you agree that it's fair to say everybody gets a fair chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree.
It's tough because a lot of people, I mean, like, you did it the right way. You came out here, you stayed out of trouble for the most part, right?
At least I tried.
but you were still able to like fix everything,
Right, yeah.
So it wasn't anything like too much that would kind of stop you from like, getting everything together. So that's good. That's good. What advice would you have for anyone like that like kind of hears your story, having to come from a different country and having not being able to make decisions on your own up until a certain age, and then having somebody to kind of help you out to kind of get on your feet and get your life just going? Like, what advice would you have for somebody who may be struggling?
Well, just keep going. Don't give up, and then it takes time, but don't give up. Just keep going. Just go through whatever. ¿Cómo se dice? Obstacles presents you. Just keep going.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. We did this today, man. We had a long weekend. Jeez, I'm gonna put up all the footage and everything later. We're gonna make some things in there. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here and taking the time of speaking with me.
No problem, man. Anytime.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Taquitos chiquitos y el de avocado.
I'm not the best at taking pictures, so.